いる。ずっとそばに。
Praise me. Praise me more, guys and girls. Don't you just love it when you're right? Don't you just love it when you're a genius like me? All of you should be bowing down to me. But in all seriousness though, well, to be honest, I was actually being serious there, but Wistoria is back with another banging episode, and yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point now. I said this before, there's not going to be one bad episode in this show. It's just going to fall in the same sort of line as Free Run, consistently just good. And it's no different here, because this was a great episode, by the way, very action packed, which I said before, for me, I don't really care if there is no action, you know what I'm saying, because the world building and the character dynamics are obviously what are very key to Wistoria as well, but this was a bit of both, mainly more on the action side, and wow, then it looks stunning. But we all know exactly why I was gloating there a few minutes ago, or should I say 45 seconds ago maybe? Because I don't get these things wrong. I'm back at it again, even though every single person in the community knows. I just need to make myself stand out a bit more. Even though, you know, I already know what happens in the future of this series in terms of where we are in the anime, but we'll just ignore that, just act like I don't know anything. But yeah, as we all know, the last 5 minutes or the last few minutes of this episode, that's where obviously it becomes really shocking, right? And what happens? Well, Rusty dies. Well, kind of, apparently. And for all you eagle-eyed viewers, or should I say eagle-eared listeners, you will probably have heard and seen the last few seconds, if you were paying attention. It seems like Rusty kind of like evaporates or shatters into ice. Now who else do we know uses ice? Now, not him, by the way, but you know what I mean. Also, who was sleeping this whole entire episode? It's like it's all adding up. It's like it's deliberately done. And to be honest, all it's really done at this rate is just added more weight, added more context, added more proof, and my favourite word, added more confirmation to this theory. And I just did the air quotes when I said theory, because at this moment in time, let's be honest, it's confirmed. And as I said in my last video on Wistoria, if you read the recent chapter in the manga, basically confirms it. Plus with everything else that's been going on from the beginning of this show all the way to where we're up to now in the anime, and plus all the stuff that happens post episode 2 all the way up to where we're at in the manga, it's basically confirmed, right? I mean, it makes sense, right? Like I said, Elfie loves Will. She'll do anything in her power to protect Will. Why is she sleeping, right? Like, let's be honest. And I'm just wondering, like, is she doing it subconsciously, where she can send her subconscious to this sort of like puppet, to this clone, to this entity or whatever Rusty is? I mean, why else is she sleeping, right? Why else is her eyes closed? Unless, plot twist, she's sleeping because she's just having way too many naughty dreams about Will, and he's soared. And speaking about swords, what I really actually liked from this episode, especially during the sort of like big sort of like battle, right, was we saw them sort of mage hunters or mage creatures or whatever they are, and I like that, right, because they completely nullify magic, so it made a lot of obviously the magic wielders completely useless, and only physical attacks work, i.e. obviously a sword would work. So I kind of like how that plays into things, and to be honest, wait, it all makes sense. Wistoria, wand and sword. That's why the name's important. But you know what I'm saying though, I like that. They were tearing up the place, literally. They're mage hunters or mage killers or whatever you want to call them, right? Literally. And what I liked is that Will was struggling as well. He's not like insanely OP, is he, where he's just destroying a one shot and everything. And that's something that I always liked even from the first season. He's quite clever. He tries to use his wits because he can't use magic, right? And even he was getting smoked, sent to another dimension. And plus all the other sort of characters who we, you know, follow, they didn't really know what to do. I mean, they did have that cool little team up moment with Colette, where she, I like, it's such a great scene where you can tell she didn't want to bring down the statue, but she kind of had to. That was actually quite cute. But yeah, this was a great episode. Like I said, visually amazing, right? Animation top tier, music amazing. Obviously, the way it ends, leaving on a cliffhanger, just makes you want the next episode as well. So yeah, everything about it was great. Very action-packed, very sort of just like crazy. So yeah, that's it really. I haven't really got too much to say on this because it was like a bit of a blur, wasn't it? Like, it kind of like just came and went. Like, it felt like the episode only went on for like 2 minutes because it was just, there was so much going on, but it was all top quality. Actually, one thing I did like was, well, it was a very interesting scene, should I say, is, you know, when we're at the tower and it showed Elfie sleep and it showed all the rest of them, right? All the main mages. You had that one guy who speaks out and he's like, oh, you know, maybe we should do something, you know, try and protect the innocents or something like that. And you had that old guy, he's like, no. But at first I thought, oh God, who's this guy, right? You're not even going to help. But it seems like he kind of knew that them two other sort of enemy villain, sort of main villain people who we saw from the first season, who were kind of like overseeing everything, they were obviously hoping that the rest of them would come out, so it was a bit of a bait, and he knew it. So I kind of like that, actually. That was a nice little scene there. Also, actually, the fact that they had to ask the dwarves for help, and of course, you know, the dwarves, as loyal as they are boys and girls right there, stepping up to the plate, always ready to defend the innocents. I love that. That was great. They're coming into action, obviously, especially to obviously help Will out. If you know from the first season, obviously they have a great dynamic with Will. So yeah, that was a nice scene. I wonder what's going to happen with them. Hopefully none of them really get killed. But I don't know, I'm starting to get the feeling that maybe we will start seeing some like other sort of main or sort of supporting character deaths as this series goes on, right? Because it's not like it's one of them where there isn't any stakes, because there is. And I always like shows or any forms of media where there's stakes, but you can feel it. It's not just there just to be there, right? And with Wistoria, you do kind of feel it. I don't always mean that has to involve characters dying. Stakes can come in all sort of different forms of storytelling, right? It's like, for example, like Will trying to get enough points so he can go to the tower. You could say that's a sort of stake, right? And you feel it, especially in the first episode, right? You know, when he just completely gets in his head and breaks down because obviously he's not going to make it. Stuff like that. But that's something that I've always loved and appreciated from Wistoria, from the first season and these first 2 episodes. I know that it's going to carry on for the rest of the season, so I cannot wait. But yeah, this was a great episode. You know, this feels like this is going to be like a weekly thing for me. Maybe I'm becoming a Wistoria YouTuber. Ooh. But if that's what you want to see, because I love this show. There's so much to talk about as well. I just like talking about it. If that's what you want to see, then please, yeah, let me know. And also, what did you think about this episode? And for all viewers who maybe haven't read the manga, you know, up to past where we are in the anime, what are you thinking so far? What do you think about the whole Rusty and Elfie situation? Do you believe that they are the same, or do you think it's something else? I'm very curious. But yeah, I will leave you with that, and bye.